Hello, everyone! My name is Ryan, and welcome back to Doki Doki World of Dreams Act 1. To be completely honest, I have no idea what happened in the last episode because it has been over a month since I have last recorded an episode of Doki Doki World of Dreams. Um, I hate that it's been over a month, but life kind of has gotten in the way. Now, I will say that one change that will be happening with these Doki Doki World of Dreams episodes, I will try to keep them between 25 to 30 minutes. I will have a timer going on my side here, and hopefully it is between 25 to 30 minutes long. Because it takes a while to edit a 50 to an hour long episode. It takes a while, but I'm gonna keep this intro short because this intro might bring me over the 25 to 30 minute because I legit don't know what happened in the last episode, so we're just gonna get right into this. I really don't even know where we left off, but enough chit chat and let's get into it, shall we? Oh, that's right. We were working on the banners. That's right. Okay. When we get back, I see that Natsuki has finished the first banner. Yuri is busy laying down the banner so it can dry faster. Sayori's helping her move it. Hi, Monica. You look beautiful. It's been a while since I've seen you. Monica subtly pats me on the back before going back to assembling the curtain. I rejoin Natsuki, who looks up at me from the corner of my eye. It looks like she wants to ask me something, but she doesn't. Oh, that's right. I think in the last episode, Yuri kind of figured out that me and Miji were keeping the biggest secret. I grab one of the paintbrushes and begin to help paint the sky. Sayori joins, placing herself between me and Natsuki. I restart the music, hoping that the distraction will ease the new tension in the room. It seems to work as we all refocus on the tasks. Monica and Yuri finish first and come over to where the rest of us are, but there's no room. Well, I'll go prepare the kitchen. Is there anything I could do to help? Of course. Can I help too? There's not much more to do on this, and I think I'm getting in the way. Sure, come along. Just be careful she doesn't burn the water. Nice. Running joke in DDLC. Meanie? Huh. The three leave, heading into the kitchen and leaving me alone with Natsuki. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see her taking brief glances at me every so often. She even opens her mouth a couple of times but doesn't say anything. Finish the banner and start setting it aside to dry. Finally, Natsuki turns to me. Hey, Ryan. Oh god. Oh god. Oh dear. Please don't ask me about my cover story. Please don't ask me about my cover story. Oh yeah, that's right, because if she does, then we're fucked. Yes? Yesterday, when you and I were sharing poems, I saw you and Monica looking at each other a bit while she was talking with Yuri and Sayori. What was going on? What? Oh, she was talking about. Oh, that's right. She pulled Yuri aside to let Sayori know about her depression. Oh, are we going to tell her here? Oh god. What was going on? Okay. Better than what I was expecting, but still. Ah, yes, that. Um, I try to think of an explanation, but she interrupts me. Please don't lie to me. I know Sayori wasn't having a good day yesterday, but there's more to it, isn't there? What do I do? I debate whether or not to tell Natsuki about Sayori's depression. Is that really my place? That is true. I don't really like keeping her out of the loop, but if she knew, she might worry a lot more. Not that she'd out outwardly show it, of course. She's too much of a tsundere for that. Natsuki, She then suddenly shakes her head. Her smile looks forced. Actually, never mind. It's not my place to ask, is it? Forget it. Fuck. So, God, Sayori. Yeah, okay. I have depression. Sayori walks into the living room. Yuri and Monica stand at the entrance, both looking grim. You? Really? Sayori, you? No, wait, you're not the type to be depressed. Natsuki, you of all people should know never to judge a book by its cover. That's what you're always saying, right? You're serious, aren't you? Oh, I didn't realize. Put a hand on Natsuki's shoulder. The poor girl looks pretty vulnerable. Natsuki? Natsuki jumps, then shrugs my hands off, facing Sayori again. Why didn't you tell anyone? Aren't we your friends? Can't you trust us? Looks like the revelation about the game really affected Sayori. Either that or her talk with Miji. Or both. I guess I thought I'd be a burden to everyone else if I said anything. I know the feeling. I just want people to be happy, so I hid it from everyone. Please forgive me. No, there's nothing to forgive. I'm sorry that was a selfish thing to say. Don't blame her, Natsuki. Everyone turns to me. Depression is, for lack of a better word, a real bitch. Yes, it is. I know that all too well. From what I know of it, it drains any motivation. Yep. Sometimes some people put on a happy facade just because they don't want to worry others. That's how Sayori is. He's right, but I promise I'll work on getting better. She looks at me, or rather through me. I'd be a bad friend if I didn't. Seriously, what did you say? Secret. Really, bro? Really? Hehe. Whatever. I pat Sayori's head. Good. I'm glad you're going to get help. Thanks. Well, now that we're done with the banners, let's get cooking. Ah, of course. Everything is ready. I've begun boiling the first batch of eggs already. We head back into the kitchen. I see the counter all set up for food prep. There's a full pot of water on the stove with the eggs inside. There are 2 loaves of bread on the counter, along with a few packs of deli meat and sliced cheese and a few condiments. I figured something simple would work, since I wasn't sure how long it would take for us to finish the banners and curtain. I don't see this taking as long. The longest snack preparation will probably be the eggs. Are you planning on cutting the sandwiches up into fourths? It would make them easier to plate on platters. Monica, do you know any sort of vegetarian or vegan sandwich we can use? Huh. Well, for vegetarians like myself, a simple egg sandwich would be enough. Oof. Yeah, I'm staying away from those. Ah, yes. Don't want food poisoning again, do we? Sayori and Monica look over at me concerned. I smile at them reassuringly. I'm back to 100%, believe me. But yes, vegetarian egg sandwiches would be good. As for vegan food, I do know a delicious vegetable sandwich. Oh, good. I think we should make a little less of those since I am unaware of there being many vegans or vegetarians in our school. True. With the exception of you and Suzuki Sensei, of course. Oh, yeah, that's the teacher. That's a good call. I think if we use half the eggs we have, that should be enough for the egg sandwiches. Yes, I believe that would be appropriate. Monica nods, grabs one of the loaves and begins making the veggie sandwiches on the kitchen table. Yuri looks at the rest of us. I also purchased some deli meats, ham, turkey, and roast beef for one. I let me just say this: lunch meat is like very, at least turkey. Turkey lunch meat 9 times out of 10 is disgusting because it's so fucking like wet. The drier stuff, like I don't mind, but like, God, when half of it is like water, it's bad. It's like Subway meat. Subway meat is awful, but I do love me a good piece of bologna. I will say that. I also bought some sliced cheese, mayonnaise, and mustard. Lots of options. Good. Yuri's got some pretty impressive foresight. Thank you, Ryan. So, should we just go nuts? I suppose, but don't make them unreasonable. You got it. I take it you're going to be keeping an eye on the eggs? Indeed, they need to be monitored to make sure that they aren't overboiled. With that, we begin. Natsuki grabs the package of roast beef and begins assembling sandwiches. Miji, a bit concerned about Sayori, asks me to help her with the ham and turkey sandwiches. We make them in variations, but soon we have 15 sandwiches. Monica makes 8 of the veggie sandwiches and begins to cut them. I started cutting the ones Sayori and I had made, but she stopped me. Can I try cutting them? Oof. Those eyes. So hard to resist. You sure? Yep. Please watch her. Michi sounds worried. You don't need to be overly concerned. I'm just afraid she'll cut her fingers off. Alright. Yeah, that's a reasonable fear. Well, if you're sure, but I'm going to be watching you. Okay. Sayori grabs a kitchen knife from the drawers and begins slicing the sandwiches. Michi keeps on bombarding me with suggestions, constantly worrying about her. After my fifth or sixth time relaying the message to Sayori, she looks at me. Michi, what's wrong? You're acting like my mom. She's right, you know. It's nice that you're concerned about her, but this is a bit much, dude. You're right. Shit. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm worried after what happened last night. That's fair. I whisper this to Sayori, whose expression softens. We'll talk about it later. For now, just relax, okay? She'll be fine. Sayori's not a child, you know. Despite acting like it sometimes. Meanie. Don't worry, little sis. Miji and I wouldn't have it any other way. The mood lightens at that. Thank God there's a hearty and wait, what? Oh, hearty. Thank God there's hardly any jealousy in Monika's smile. I pat Sayori's back and we get back to making the sandwiches. Natsuki grabs some of the plastic containers Yuri had purchased and begins placing the finished cut sandwiches inside. Sayori quickly finishes cutting the rest of the sandwiches, then turns to Yuri. She's in the middle of draining the hot water from the pot of hard-boiled eggs. What should we do now? We should place these eggs in cold water. When they're cool enough, go ahead and peel them. Oh, I watched a game show the other day where some guy peeled 5 eggs in 10 seconds. I could do that, no problem. Natsuki grabs one of the remaining empty containers. Are you referring to the method used where the eggs are shaken in cold water, then the shells peeled away? Yep, I've done it before, so I know what I'm doing. Well, if you're sure, then proceed. Fun fact, I have never had a hard-boiled egg. I've literally, if I'm having eggs, I want them scrambled. I've only had non-scrambled eggs probably once. I mean, it was good, but the yolk, like, the taste of the yolk itself just, like, kind of threw me off. She then grabs the eggs and carefully, but quickly puts them in the container. We all gather around to watch Natsuki as Natsuki closes the container. Hey, some space, please, if you don't mind. Oops, sorry. We all step back, watching as Natsuki shakes the container for a bit, then sets it down. She opens the container and grabs one egg, squeezing it in such a way that the eggshell slides off. Well, damn, that's pretty cool. Natsuki, looking especially pleased with herself, peels the rest of the eggs and puts them back in the container after draining the water. What now? I turn to Yuri. Do you want to save the eggs for later? Yuri thinks for a bit. Now that I think about it, the egg sandwiches might become soggy in a day or two. Let's make the egg sandwich mix and the deviled eggs today. Then, Ryan, if it's not too much trouble, would you and Monica be willing to make the sandwiches tomorrow night? That way they'll be as fresh as can be for Monday. True. Of course. We'd be delighted to. How many sandwiches do you want? However many these eggs can make. The others are going to be used for the deviled eggs. Okay, I'll make the egg sandwich mix now. It should last a couple of days in the fridge at least. Natsuki hands me the container. After washing my hands to be safe, I grab the knife and begin cutting the eggs up. Soon I have a large bowl filled full of bits of egg, white, and yolk. I begin adding mayo in little by little until I find a consistency that isn't too soggy. Man, not reading a lot for a whole month is like it's a little challenging. Like, making these videos have helped my reading a lot. Like, if you compare my reading in the fucking first episode to now, it's so much better. I seal the container and put it in the fridge. While I'm doing this, Yuri puts the rest of the eggs into the pot to boil. The other girls are now at the table talking. Sounds like they're talking about the festival. I can't wait to try all the new sweets that'll be there. Someone in class said that the cooking club is going to have a small cooking class that we could take. Haha, of course she'd enjoy that. Nothing wrong with that. Now that sounds like fun, but I'm really excited for the games. I'm kinda hoping for one of those goldfish scoop games this year. I can't I can get one this time. I know it. Those ones fucking difficult. Oh, I haven't played one of those in years. The last time I played that was summer break 3 years ago. Miji and I went with our parents to the local summer festival. That's where he won Mr. Bird for me. Mr. Bird? It's the green stuffed parrot in her room next to Mr. Cow. Oh, right. What about you, Monica? You're being awfully quiet over there. Looking forward to anything in particular? Monica is silently listening, smiling wistfully as she does so. Her face freezes a bit in place before she takes on a more contemplative posture. Well, I hadn't given it much thought. Oh, because she's probably worrying. Like, she's probably just like, "Are we gonna make it to the festival?" I've been in, I've been in the debate club since I started high school, and our projects were always so time consuming that I barely had time to enjoy the festival. Aw, there's gotta be something you're looking forward to. She's got a point. From what I've heard, Japanese school culture festivals are pretty damn fun. Well, I guess one thing I'm looking forward to is actually getting to experience one before graduation. Oh, damn, graduation. At the mention of graduation, the room goes silent. Even Miji, someone I never really saw as being all that into school, seems sad by the thought of graduation. I try and think of something to say, but the solution comes from the most unlikely of sources. Yuri, who's still working at the pot, turns to face the rest of us. Just because we're all fuck. Just because we're all graduating this year doesn't mean we can't stay friends. True. We could still meet up in person or online. Everyone looks a bit surprised at this. I know I'm not exactly sociable. I find it hard to make friends, and people have always made fun of me for my various hobbies. But you're the first friends I've ever made. I would not want that to disappear just because we all might go differing directions in the future. Aw, I couldn't have said it better myself. You are all my best friends. I can't imagine life without you anymore. You make my life feel so full and so real. I don't want to lose you guys. Monica trails off, but quickly regains her composure. I'm betting she's finished that sentence with again in her head. Oof. Oof. We've always been your friends. Count me in as a friend too. Monica smiles even more at that. Don't go getting sappy on us now, Prez. This causes the move to soar in the room once again. Well, now that we've established how friendly we are, let's keep going. Yuri, how are those eggs coming along? They're almost done. Natsuki, if you would. Okay. Natsuki, eager to show off, goes over to the sink again and quickly repeats the process from before. Where do the Chizus keep their kitchen knives? The drawer to the left of the stove. Thank you. She grabs a knife. I keep an eye on her as she expertly begins cutting the eggs in half, scooping out the yolk and putting it into a small bowl. Do you need any help? Right now, I can take care of this last part myself. After this, we should be done for the day. Tomorrow, we can finish the banners after they dry, but that won't take too long. Tomorrow is my turn to be in charge, though. I know, and we can focus the majority of the day on making cupcakes. After that, we can complete the banners. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I continue watching Yuri as she begins mixing the yolk together with their appropriate amount of mustard and other ingredients. It doesn't take her long to finish, and she puts them in a special container. After making room in the fridge for it, she joins us at the table. Thank you, everyone. I don't think I could have gotten so much done without your help. No problem. Today was fun. We're glad to help. It wasn't as boring as I thought. You actually have good leadership capabilities. Ah, thank you. How's everything going on here? Minaku comes in looking a bit curious. Natsuki's just like, but you're pushing! You're pushing! We've just finished for the day. We'll be doing some finishing up tomorrow after we're done with Natsuki's cupcake project. Well, I'm glad you made so much progress. Thank you. Yuri then looks at the clock in the kitchen. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone, but I have to get going. Your curfew again? Yuri nods nervously. I really want to know what she's hiding, but I suspect there's a good reason for it. Yeah. I want to go grab a few things for dinner. I'm sorry. I should probably go too. Dad doesn't like it when I stay out late. Yikes. It was nice to meet all of you. Thank you for indulging me and coming over earlier. Not at all, Cheese-san. Is it alright if we leave the banners here to dry? Of course. It looks great so far. My husband and I will definitely be there for the festival. I really want to see your poetry re- reenaction. That's not it. That is definitely. Is that reenact? There's no way that's reenaction. Recitation? Recitation? I don't know. I should go too, actually. Mom's making dinner and she wants me to be there because we're going to be having a talk about my new brother or sister. Hehe, yep. I was unaware you were expecting a sibling. I'm happy for you. I've never had a brother or sister, so I don't know whether to congratulate you or feel bad for you. I have a older sister and an older half brother. I think, yeah, half brother. Yes. Now, Natsuki, having a sibling sounds like a fun experience. It can be, 50% of the time. As the five of us head to the door, Michi speaks up. It's a gigantic pain in the ass, but it has its moments. My sister could be a real troublemaker, but she's alright. Yep. Michi and Akio were a handful as kids. I can feel Michi's embarrassment and my cheeks redden. Ah, well, thanks for coming over. Thanks for having us. I'm grateful you were willing to let us meet up at your house for these projects. Not at all. My husband and I are glad to be of help. And since I won't see you tomorrow, I'll see you all at the festival on Monday. Michi's mom heads back inside. The rest of us say our goodbyes. And the girls leave. Sayori to the left, and Natsuki and Yuri to the right. I hear Natsuki talking to Yuri about her plans for tomorrow. Oh wow, it's a beautiful sky. Monica and I watch this for a few seconds. Sayori stops suddenly and looks back at the two of us with a smile on her face, but her eyes say something else. Her expression then brightens before she waves at us and heads down the street to her house. Monica and I then head back inside. Miniku's in the kitchen again, preparing for dinner. Tatsuo's reading a book at the table. So how did today go? I noticed you all took up some space in our fridge. I sit down and Monica sits opposite from me. Those will only be there for a couple of days, and things went well. We got a lot done today. I saw the banners in the living room. Very good job. Silent-san, Miji's dinner's gonna take a little while since it's vegetarian. I don't have that much experience in cooking vegetarian meals, so it might take a bit longer than usual. You're too kind. If it makes things easier, I'm actually pescatarian, so I do still eat seafood. I'll keep that in mind. In the meantime, you can just relax. Tatsuo and I can handle dinner. I'm sure you two are tired. In that case, Monica, why don't we read a bit? Sure. Monica stretches. I'll go grab them. Be right back. I love that sprite. I quickly grab Portrait of Markov and a few of the Parfait Girls volumes and head back downstairs. When I head back to the living room, I see Monica sitting on one of the couches waiting for me. I sit down next to her and hold the two books up. Which one do you want to read first? I think I'd like to read the manga first. She scoots over closer so we can read it over together. Having already read it, I let Monica turn the pages as we read. I mostly watch Monica's reactions. Eventually, we finish the first volume, and Monica turns to me. Was Natsuki's mom this world's version of the game's creator? What? Was Natsuki's mom this world's version of the game's creator? Is she talking about the manga? I'm guessing. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's okay. So she has. So she's asking, like, was Natsuki's mom the writer of the manga in the world that we're currently in, I guess. I mean, who else would it be, I guess? I shrug and put the first volume aside. Because, like, was it ever really mentioned in the first game that Natsuki's mom wrote Parfait Girls? I don't know, I can't really remember. I don't think we'll ever really know. It is pretty scary, though, seeing the poses on the front page mimicking yours from the game exactly. I grabbed Portrait of Markov and opened it to the first chapter. Let's continue. As with the manga, I watch Monika's reactions mostly. She gets a bit more into the book. We are so into it, we fail to notice that the sun is set outside. We get to chapter 2 before we're interrupted. Alright, there we go. Well, that'll do it for this week's... Whoops. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Doki Doki World of Dreams Act 1. It was just a nice welcome back episode, I guess. For me, at least, as it's literally been over a month since I have recorded an episode. Or close to over a month. I don't know. But, yeah, just did some cooking with the Dokis. You know, that was nice. We had a few talks about why everyone's friends. Sayori told Natsuki about her depression. And, I mean, yeah, that's really it. It was just a nice welcome back episode. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Feel free to let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. Feel free to leave a like. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to do whatever. Feel free to check out my merch store. Also down in the description. I hope you all have a great day. Hope you all have a great night, great afternoon, great evening, whatever time it is for you. The link to this mod is down in the description, as well as my playlist of Doki Doki World of Dreams Act 1, so you can catch up on some of the videos you might have missed. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!